Hello and welcome to this week's Fibro section, and we have the trusted notepad. This week I have researched fibromyalgia and arthritis. Now if you hear noises, it's probably trains going past because I've got the door open because it's still quite hot. So I need the air. But just apologies if that bothers you, but that's what the noise is, okay? Right, so everything I've researched, I've written down. Any other things that I say are obviously my own opinions or comments. But what I will say is don't come for me in the comments, because I am just trying to do this to help all of us be a bit wiser on the different conditions. So some of this may apply to you, some of it may not, or some of it you may disagree with and some of it you may agree with, and that's all. Everything's fine, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. But what I don't want is loads of comments saying that's not right, you've got that wrong, because it's just research, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. I wanted to research the similarities between fibromyalgia and arthritis, and also the differences, because I have fibromyalgia, ME and osteoarthritis in my knees, but I haven't got rheumatoid arthritis. My mum has got rheumatoid arthritis, and I just thought it would be interesting to look at the differences and similarities, really. So let's get going. So fibromyalgia causes body-wide pain and extreme tiredness. It can be confused with arthritis because it may cause pain in joints, muscles and soft tissues. People with rheumatoid arthritis, lupus or other autoimmune diseases are more likely to develop fibromyalgia, which is not an autoimmune disease. Quite a few people believe that fibromyalgia is an autoimmune disease, but I can assure you it is not listed as one, because if it was, we would have all been up for our COVID vaccinations quite quickly, but we weren't. I only was at the beginning because I am a carer to Poppy, but not for the fibromyalgia. So it's definitely not an autoimmune disease. Fibro is not a form of arthritis. It does not cause inflammation or damage to joints, muscles or other tissues. However, because fibro can cause chronic pain and fatigue similar to arthritis, some people may think it is a rheumatoid condition, but it's not. A specialist like a rheumatologist can detect this disease and rule out other rheumatic diseases. Rheumatoid arthritis causes visible damage to joints and fibro does not. So, for example, obviously on a daily basis I will get pain all through my body. It can attack anywhere at any time. Arthritis, the pain, like my mum for example has suffered with her hands a lot, and all her knuckles are quite deformed now because of that swelling and pain. They've got a deformity to them, but with a fibro pain it doesn't do that to our body, thank goodness, because otherwise our whole bodies would be deformed, wouldn't they? Arthritis also gets progressively worse, causing swelling and sometimes deformities. I've said that. The pain from fibro is more widespread, while arthritis is concentrated initially to hands, wrists, knees and balls of the feet. Osteoarthritis is often confused with fibro because it shares some of the same symptoms again. For example, overlapping symptoms like muscle pain, limited range of motion, as well as stiffness in the morning. So what happens if you've got arthritis and fibromyalgia? It is difficult to know whether the pain is coming from the fibro or the arthritis, but usually swelling can be a sign that it's arthritis, as that doesn't usually happen with fibromyalgia. However, limited research indicates that fibro may induce a type of inflammation that routine blood tests do not detect. I thought that was rather interesting. I myself do not suffer with swelling with fibromyalgia, so I agree from my experience that fibromyalgia does not cause swelling, but you may know differently. But then again, if you've got arthritis and fibromyalgia, you wouldn't really know whether it was the fibro or the arthritis causing the swelling. No evidence suggests this inflammation causes joint or muscle damage like RA, and there may be no visible signs. While they may be similar, these conditions have different causes. Fibro is a chronic neurological condition, which means that it affects the nervous system. Fibro changes the way the brain and nervous system process and interpret pain. People with fibro feel pain and tenderness throughout their body and amplified pain when they experience everyday injuries. And fibromyalgia is mainly caused by trauma and infection. So trauma and infection are the main causes for fibromyalgia. That's rheumatoid arthritis. I'm not going to keep saying the full name. RA is an autoimmune condition. It causes the immune system to harm, right now, bear with me, the synovial tissues, hopefully I've got that right, lining the joints. This leads to inflammation and pain. Over time, RA can cause permanent damage to the bones and connective tissues in the joints. So, is it fibromyalgia or is it rheumatoid arthritis? While many symptoms are similar, there are usually a few ways to distinguish between fibro and RA. Symptoms specific to fibro are pain in the torso, thighs, buttocks, arms, back and the back of the head, tender skin, widespread pain that impacts more than one part of half of the body, specific specific spots of intense pain, gastrointestinal problems such as diarrhea or constipation, and IBS, which I suffer from, dizziness and headaches. Symptoms specific to rheumatoid arthritis include severe peripheral joint swelling, pain and tenderness that only impacts the joints, pain and tenderness felt equally on both sides of the body, fever and anemia. Many home remedies and herbal treatments for fibro and RA are similar, like turmeric. Turmeric's a really good herbal medication for both, and magnesium. However, because the conditions have separate causes, medical treatments are different. While the medication for both aim to reduce pain, their mechanisms are different. If you have both fibro and RA, help to ease the symptoms can be resting during a flare-up. Rest the affected areas. And I always say, rest, definitely, very important, I know that, but move as well every so often. So have a little wander around your garden, go and make a cup of tea, do something to move, because long periods of rest can also cause more pain. Some people find relief by elevating inflamed joints or limbs, reducing blood flow to the area. Exercise like low impact that focus on stretching and strengthening muscles and joints can ease symptoms in the long term. I have made several exercise videos on stretching, and you can follow along with that. Let me know actually in the comments if you'd be interested in me following along to a seated yoga on a YouTube video, and then you can follow along with me. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. Following an anti-inflammatory diet can improve the symptoms of both conditions. This means limiting the intake of saturated fats, sugars, red meats and alcohol. Doesn't sound much fun, does it? But it's something that I have been doing lately. Definitely reducing saturated fats, cutting down on meat completely. Actually, I've been enjoying more sort of vegetable based meals, but adding that protein in as well. But yeah, it's just eating healthily, drinking lots of water too. Heat therapy, taking a long warm bath and using a heat pack or an ice pack, so you can do alternate. I think one's 20 minutes, one's 10 minutes off, and then yeah, so you do one for 20 minutes, you have a 10-minute break, then you do the other one for 20. So it's alternating them, which it can really be beneficial. Over-the-counter medications can help. Gels, creams and pain relieving tablets can ease the pain, but please ask your GP or pharmacist first before using anything new. Relaxation and mindfulness, practicing daily as part of a routine, can improve pain and inflammation. And you can check out my new meditation series and see if you like that. So I've got 3 videos of meditation that you can just sit and listen to. Establish support systems with a network of family or friends who understand your condition and can help you to provide support. And I do understand that there is a lot of people that watch my videos that are on their own with this. And for those people that feel very isolated and alone, I would say speak to your GP, because they're your first port of call. They will have places that you can talk to, go and maybe meet groups of people. People might be able to come around to you if you can't get out, but definitely you need that support, because it would be so miserable to be on your own. You need support, whether it's on social media or in person. Stay positive with a positive attitude means you can manage your symptoms in the long term. Now, I know that is, and a lot of people will be like, ugh, positive. And I understand our illnesses are crap and they make us feel crap. And it's very difficult to stay positive all the time, and no one's asking you to. But with a general positive attitude, like I had to develop with my fibro, and living my best life to what I can do, I think that definitely helps. I was talking to someone yesterday and I said, anything that anyone asks me, like, do you want to come here, do you want to do that, I never say no. I say, right, how can I do this, how can we make this work? And that's the difference. And I think it's just going out there and trying to live your best life the best way you can. And if you can't go out, then living your best life at home. Do the things that you love doing. You know, if that's colouring, if that's watching YouTube like me, do what you love to do. Alternative therapies which can help fibro and RA are massage, chiropractic therapy, acupuncture, hydrotherapy, aromatherapy, osteopathic therapy and CBT. For those of you that don't know what CBT is, it's cognitive behavioural therapy. It's a type of therapy that you can go and have, which I have had on a couple of occasions. Fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis cause chronic pain, but that can be difficult to live with. Severe fibro and RA can become disabling and can lower quality of life, especially in flare-ups. However, making small changes, trying alternative therapies and herbal medications can often reduce symptoms, and it's worth a shot. If anyone suggests something to me, I say I look into it. And I always do. I look into it. Will it help me? Do I want to try it? Can I afford it? You know, you look at all the options, and I give anything a go. So it's just working out what works for you. So thank you for watching this video today, this fibro section. I hope it's been interesting listening to the differences and the similarities between arthritis and fibromyalgia. And like I say, obviously you can leave me a nice comment. You can let me know, maybe if you want to, if you suffer from both, how you cope with it, if you can tell the difference between the two pains, if there's some treatments that you use that you want to share with everybody else, feel free to add them in the comments. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you've not done already for future videos, and I will see you all on Saturday for the weekly. Bye!